3 tips to help you to adjust to life living here in South Italy. Tip number 1, you're going to want to practice patience. This is the most important skill you could ever adopt living here in this particular part of Italy, because there are so many different things that are going to test your patience, from the bureaucracy through to timeframes that people give you for certain jobs and tasks, through to complex procedures and processes that seem to be a lot simpler back in your own country. There are so many different levels of patience that you are going to need to adopt living here. So this is the first skill that you must make sure that you start practicing as soon as you can. Number 2, you're going to need to start being a bit more in the moment, a bit more present. This isn't easy for everybody, and I think, like some people, me included, like to future trip and like to set long-term goals and objectives, but it isn't always the way life is here in South Italy. A lot of people play it by ear. They live with more shorter time frames rather than taking big leaps into the future. And it's just a very different vibe. I actually think there's a lot of beauty to be found by being present, particularly if you suffer from anxiety or you naturally worry about things. When you can ground yourself into the present moment, it is a way to make yourself feel calmer, but it takes a bit of getting used to. And so this is something else that you can start doing even before you move to Italy. Start trying to appreciate the small moments more and start trying to be as present as you can in every single aspect of your life. And number 3, you are going to want to be as flexible as you can, because living here in South Italy requires a lot of flexibility, because you see, plans can be finalized at the last minute. People really live their life with a lot of spontaneity. It's not so rigid as it can be in other countries where people plan weeks or months in advance. That was my experience living in London. Here in Italy, people tend to go with the flow a lot more. So you need to be flexible. You also need to be flexible to be able to weather the storms here and the more challenging aspects of life, as well as being able to embrace what life can bring you here. Because I think if you can be present in the moment, you can be flexible, and you can also practice patience, I promise you, you're going to have an amazing time living here in Italy.